Good morning, everyone. Whatever you do it as perfectly as you can. This is the best service to the divine in man. With these words of Mother, I, Dr. Papri Das, on behalf of School of IT, Oro University, extend to you all a very warm and hearty welcome. Dear participants, students, and my colleagues, today we have with us an eminent speaker, a researcher, a person of innovation, Professor Suman Dev. Suman Dev, Assistant Professor, NIT Agartala. His primary research interest span the area of human-computer interaction, education technologies. This is also blended with critical issues of augmented face-to-face interaction. Innovation in teaching learning method is an incessant endeavor of his work. He is also the faculty in charge of human-computer interaction and AI lab of NIT Agartala. His team has developed various low-cost innovation in access control, skeletal movement analysis, ROV, etc. He is passionately involved in the design of computer-mediated learning environments for transforming traditional classrooms interactive one. Besides academics, Professor Suman is highly active in cycling, music, and quilt design. Dear students, this is for you. He is very motivated, and bright students are invited to work with him on topics of relevant interest. Outstanding students will have the opportunity to work with and co-advised by esteemed researcher. Sir, I welcome you for this webinar on IT innovations. I hope you will enjoy the session as we enjoyed organizing for you, dear participants. Sir, please.
Thank you so much. Very good morning and greetings. All the respected faculty members and very dear students. I hope all you are doing great. When we talk about computer science and IT, most of the times we do things in a very smooth manner because we feel that our teachers are creating things like magic. Actually, just I'm talking about the present scenario. At this moment, I'm talking to you about some media, audio, visual, and lot of things connected. Actually, I thought to share some interesting things with you first before I go to the matter what I'm expecting to share with you. Now, before I start, my audio and video, is it fine? Please confirm, either by chat,
Yes, sir.
because
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of students might be there. There is no complaint regarding audio video.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, particularly, if you see, I have connected deliberately two cameras. You can see on my visual, there are two cameras. Even I can connect n numbers of cameras. Now, many of the present students, they are mostly connected through their mobile device. So there are some development challenges. If you work with computer and mobiles, you have to categorically identify how architecturally the systems are different. Now, as I have been informed that large number of students, whoever I'm facing right now, because I'm not getting the actual impression how the students are sitting, what is their form. So I'm expecting that you are in your comfort zone with different kinds of devices. How many times you have opened your device, know the internal architecture of the device, or even the slightest technical detail of your processor? So you can find out all these questions are very relevant to call yourself as a primary engineer. Now, when I'm talking to you just right now, I have been challenged with two things. The first thing is distraction. The moment your syllabus is given, the moment you want to solve something, you have a topic name and you have a subject name. How do you collect them and complete a process? So that's why you can notice today I have given the talks title Single Board Computer for IT Innovation. So I have two things in mind. The first thing, what the engineering students have a perception about themselves, that how do you solve problems. Now how this single board computer is coming as an important aspect. When you look to your computer, it is definitely a complex architectural system where I'm sure that you people have not been exposed to the internal detail like your laptop and very costly mobile phone you are holding on your hand. If I ask you the basic question about the single chip or how those mobile circuits are built up, just give a surface idea, you'll be finding you are stumbled. So that's why I thought, why not to introduce some innovation where students will be making hands-on on a simple problem solving. So where I started, today you can see I can very easily switch on from, this control is done by me. So whatever I'm switching on right now, this visual switching, see from one screen, I'm going to another screen. So all these switching are done from my point. I'm switching all those things. The point is very important for all of you to understand. That means I am using a software integrator for combining a lot of things all together. Different types of integrator softwares are available. Even you can write it on Java or C#, such type of integrator system. Let me explain first. Please note, if you face any kind of problem, you immediately prompt me. So let me just explain the thing, what I'm trying to do at this moment. So I'm using a virtual integrator. I'm making its name as VI. And along with this, I'm connecting C1, that is camera 1, C2, camera 3. In this way, I can connect several cameras. Now, here audio is another problem. Whether the topic is inline or not, but I'm deliberately shifting to this just to make you understand whatever we talk, this camera, audio, all are nothing but signals. So in between you can identify all those signals are coming, and whenever we plug one camera, it is definitely connected to USB, and audio signal, that is also USB. I am being a computer science person, I'm not putting myself into too much of electronics. Mostly I confine myself to programming level. So expected that most of the students, even the experience I got from my students, if we put electronics, that's a different stream and different kinds of expertise we require. So as of now, the availability and different other options which we can express through our optional things, I can find out if I can make an expertise on programming level. So this integrator, particularly it's an signal integrator, which is giving you one output. Now, my work starts from this output. So this output is my input to the system. Now try to understand, I'm not bothered about this camera brand, camera frequencies, different kind of sampling rate, color correction, etc. I'm also not bothered about this audio, different make and others. Once they are coming through the integrator and they are mixed, I'm getting a software level different mixed signal. Now how I'm getting those things? Definitely different protocols are there, and you have to filter them from your ports, different ports. So at this moment, you are facing a problem and you are solving the problem. Try to understand. This audio video integrator is everyday life nowadays. The moment we are facing now this webinar, there is a background for this webinar. Or around the world, people are facing this pandemic, and people can identify that physically reaching to one portion is really difficult. But lot of difficulties are there. Since 9:30, I am facing one new difficulty, which I must share with you all before going to the next topic. The difficulty is coming as a security level. In one of my machine, I have made all the setting ready. Suddenly, when I started Zoom today, there was a security alert. And I was not getting time to solve, as I have to start it on 10 o'clock. So immediately I switched on another machine. Now students try to understand these type of problems you have to perceive and solve. That's why the role of engineering comes from practical point of view, how you can solve your problems, taking daily problem, solve it, and try to improvise and then formalize. So my intention to share with you that I was close to touch the schedule, otherwise I could be late. That this integrated system, what I am supposed to show you, partially I am showing it to you right now. Now this is possible with a lot of development team. That means I am using a ready software. Say at this moment I am using open broadcast solution. I am using different audio signal integrator, and 3 different cameras I am using. Now come to the point, are you able or are you in a position to identify each and every detail of the devices? The answer is no. Considering 3rd semester student, 5th semester student or 6th semester student, you will be facing one integration problem. That integration, the term I want to make, that subject integration, that how one subject is connected to another and I can solve a problem. So as I have given a very fixed time, let me start my presentation, and in course of presentation, slowly I will show you some of the things. So let me just start the presentation. Once again, I request you, if you face any kind of problem, you just stop me or give me a signal so that I can understand. I'm sure there would be a problem. Okay. Papri madam, you just confirm me that whether the presentation is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. The slides are fine. That means
Yes,
no flipping. Okay. I'm proceeding to the next slide. You can see the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So right now I am at least successful what I was expecting. So students, you can observe one thing first. That means I am a person who can control all my recordings, all my settings and all my transmission. So that is a lesson for you all. I just want to express that whenever you want to go for any kind of video communication, you must have proper tools so that you can control your presentation, your that means slide, but that is definitely presentation, your cameras, and I have shown you a few minutes back a visualizer, document visualizer. So coming to the point of our today's discussion, so very precisely, I'm not going into detail, just coming to the business point, that is single board computer, and explore the application and know your scope of application so that you can find out how important you are. So I'm definitely very much always focusing to a point, discussion and takeaway. That means at the end of our discussion, you must be confirmed that what is the outcome you have taken, and also give me some feedback so that I can also improvise. Fine. Quite interesting today. Definitely there is nothing new what I'm going to say. Say I'm from Tripura. From the point from one side of the country to the other side. So that's quite interesting, that from Tripura, and I'm communicating primarily to Surat, but I'm sure the students are spread all over India. So try to understand, is it meaning that face-to-face communication is not important? Definitely it's wrong. This is an auxiliary support today we are practicing, but right now, if you want to develop whatever I'm expecting to demonstrate you require physical things. That means a screw, nut, bolt, even an IC chip, resistance. So physically you require all those things to be with you. So this virtual presentation is just to continue our ideas so that physically wherever we are, we can find out our ideas are exchanged and we can solve some problem. I think most of the students have understood or come across the term called chip. Since your first year days or even school days, you have understood this integrated circuit in form of multiple integrated circuit coming together, maybe considering as a chip. Now a term, system on chip. This is also a very popular term. Now system on chip, I have just, due to the limitation of time and others, I have kept here a small, that is description. You just consider your mobile phone. When you go for buying a mobile phone, how do you specify the mobile phone? Generally, you talk about the, say, processor, you talk about memory, mostly memory. What else? How do you define the processor of a mobile phone? So today, every student, ask yourself, how do you go to shop and ask for the mobile specification? You will be surprised, no engineering required. And there is no sign of engineering. Any person in the society goes with some money to shop and they can buy a mobile. So you are special, you are engineer. You have to understand all people's conception and your concept must be some kind of differentiation. So on left hand side of your screen, I'm sure you can see one diagram. The diagram, I don't know how far it is clear, but from the diagram you can find out lot of components coming together to make a system on chip. So system on chip, actually it is hosting the processor, it is hosting memory, it is hosting graphics processor, then drivers, hardware driver controllers, and different kinds of, you can say, IO handlers. So what exactly we want to perceive that system on chip is an integrator of so many things into a single physical component. If it is the case, then what is the advantage we are getting? So system on chip gives me the first advantage: size is reduced, complexity reduced. We are bothered only input and output. So this system on chip enables us to get the new thing. So you can find out on the lower side. You can search it on YouTube, on Google or Wikipedia. You will be finding much more detail. So this left-hand side, whatever you can see, a small integrated circuit. Basically, it's a system on chip, which is comprising of a lot of facilities which were earlier in isolated cases, now integrated all together. But there is a problem also. If you just look on system on chip, they are not so versatile, they are not so powerful as compared to your architecture of desktop or laptop. Because you can understand there must be some compromise if you reduce the size. So our mobile phone, the first device which is using this system on chip type of things most frequent. Coming next, this system on chip largely helping to design single board computer, which you can consider as a complete computer having the architecture of its processing, input, output, memory, etc. And also these peripherals like USB devices, etc. Now I'm sure in most of the cases you will be saying, sir, we know the term, what you are going to say. There are a lot of things available in market. And one such single board computers, we are familiar like Raspberry Pi, and such type of many other things are available in market. So my intention is not to demonstrate this Raspberry Pi. My intention, how you look to Raspberry Pi from an engineering point. So this is the surface, that means you can see a Raspberry Pi board. For just easy example, I'm showing you the Raspberry Pi. There are various such type of boards available on market. Now look, here it is SoC, that is system on chip, and different kinds of voltage regulator. So the complexity from surface level looks very simple. So these are the IOs, that means USB and communication, then audio, then video, and different GPIOs. So this is the simplest thing. And today when I'm talking to a large number of students, I'm sure many of them already have worked with such type of things, or at least you are aware. And you are aware from only one point of view. So that point is not a true sense of engineering. That may be just a problem solving or jugaad solution. The engineering comes with an objective of solving a particular problem with a good illustration, theoretical background, and definitely a formal representation. So when all these things come together, you can find out that becomes an engineering solution which you can write papers, which you can present in different forum in a formal manner. Otherwise, many cases students find themselves, they are very happy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But these are very short time gain, and this short term solution will not make a good career. Because you can understand, the moment you spend your time, say you have today designed some kind of system, say a door security system. No, fine, it's for your understanding, it is fine. But how it is connected to your career? So you have to find out, I must connect the formal system with this career connection. So there is a configuration mechanism. Very deliberately, I'm showing it to you just for my next discussion. So first it is coming SoC, but under this you can find out the CPU. Definitely CPU is a part of SoC, but till CPU is separately shown to identify what is the exact processing is hold up by that SoC. RAM, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, thermal management, video, audio, USB, etc. So what exactly they are showing? These are the capabilities and what are the factors I'm going to take up for my next level of application. So if I want to make a communication based system, yes, it is Wi-Fi enabled, it is Bluetooth enabled, and how much RAM it is having. So all these factors are coming as an engineering input to you. So don't look to Raspberry Pi as a simple do-it-yourself project-like thing. Do-it-yourself projects are good, but they are definitely not engineering solution. So once again, I just want to remind all the students, please look back to yourself. Any step you are adopting, you have to find out the integration of subject to the system. Now you can find out these Raspberry Pi and related such type of single chip computers. They are giving you one very good freedom. The freedom comes that what are the applications you are selecting. Before I just forget, I want to also mention, you have noticed that there are different subjects in your curriculum, and many people are interested in different subjects. That means if I say today on Raspberry Pi or such type of subject system integration, may not be everyone's interest. Someone may be interested in operating system. Someone may be interested in computer graphics. Someone may be signal processing. Someone may be in web designing. In every aspect, you name as an aspect, you can connect such type of small computers as an experimental tool for you. So please don't, even I have found in my students also everyday discussion, sometimes students misunderstand. Say, sir, I love automata. Yes, if you love automata, there is a scope into experimentation in this field. Some people say, sir, I love computer graphics. Yes, definitely you have a scope. So don't feel you are a person whom I am trying to push into electronics. I'm trying to push whatever software or programming code you are doing, do it in a smaller architecture whose every component you can understand in a proper manner. The moment you do it on laptop, you don't feel just to get all this architecture visible before you, just only you open books and see the schematics. So here you have a scope. Whenever you are looking to the schematic, you can also find out which is the exact component responsible for this solution. And this type of small computers also support C, C++, Java, etc. languages. And definitely Python. Mostly we are working on Python-based such type of matters. So I'm explaining these boards in different slides just to show you that capabilities. So let me just skip the slides and come to some of the points. Okay. Now, coming to this point, that why, please, I want to make myself clear once again. Don't find that I'm advocating Raspberry Pi. I'm taking Raspberry Pi as an example, but I'm advocating only one point. You take up your small experimental computer. On top of it, you can write several programmings and you can find out all latency, output, throughput in a very interesting manner. Yes, once your algorithms are verified on those small computers, you can find it out. It is a well understanding point and you can do it on larger computers also. While doing so, if you make even any kind of mistake, you will not be making any kind of large financial loss. This question is not new, even not surprising, even to you people, that if I ask you, are you regularly opening your laptop? You will be saying that, sir, there is no purpose of opening my laptop. Yes, the question is valid and also the answer is valid. There is no purpose of opening the laptop. Why I'll be opening my laptop? I know how the architecture is working. But the point is, many of the students, they have no idea how the systems are connected. That means how the IOs are connected to your processing. At least physically you have a look. Things are nowadays very, you can say, micro level. Even bare eye will not allow you to look into all the things. But anyway, come to the business point. That means you require power supply, you require communication, you require processing, and all these things comes into such type of single chip computer. Now, the moment I am talking about single chip computer, many people will be surely jumping. Sir, we know another single chip computer like Arduino, SparkFun, different other boards. Yes, true. So I'm always taking the context, that is what are available with me. Definitely Arduino is very easily available things nowadays, but remember, this is not a single chip computer in true sense. The way Raspberry Pi can be considered as a single chip computer, Arduino cannot be a single chip computer. You can consider it's a programmable microcontroller. So try to understand the difference between these two things. So that means now on screen you can find out side by side I am keeping two boards. Raspberry Pi, you can say single chip computer, and on left hand side the Arduino is a programmable microcontroller based board. Yes, definitely both of them are handling IOs, communication, etc. So coming to the next point, how Arduino is getting important or definition. In case of Arduino, you can find out there are some IOs. That means you can read external signal, and also you can send signal to the external devices. And how you can communicate to your computer? Definitely via the USB connections, or even there are some extensions through wireless module. So students, try to focus few things. What till date, those people who have done these Arduino like things or Raspberry Pi like things, what you have done till date? That is the question of today's program. That is application, IT application, for which you will be really known to your, that is among your curriculum, even into the HR people. That is what is the problem you have solved. Now see, there is a variety of boards available. So variety of boards, many of new boards are there and many of them are discontinued also. So all these boards give you the flavor that you select your purpose. According to that purpose, you can select your board and solve problems. Actually, I'm making a bit fast because I just want to come down to some of my works which I can share with you as an experience, because during this small time of 40-45 minutes, it will be not possible to directly go very in depth and make you understand everything. So there is a range of sensors. So when we make our, that means just me switch. Okay. Let me just switch my window. Okay. Please everyone focus on the diagram I'm going to draw right now. Hope it is visible to all. Papi madam, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Things are going good, or is there anything to change? Speed or anything?
No, sir. Everything is fine, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So on behalf of everyone, if anything goes wrong, please prompt me. Okay. So see, please student, focus on this architectural matter. The point is, we are having a board. We are not bothered about the internals. We can connect several sensors. True. And you can get those sensor data connected to your computer. So this is your main processing or primary computer. We call such type of boards. This board means single chip computer as an interface. I personally take this flavor in 3 segments. You can be a C++ programmer, Python programmer, Java programmer. So you are programming on your computer, that is laptop or desktop. Quite trivial. So your sensors are giving you data to your computer through this interface board, for which you have to bother nothing. Within 5 minutes, you can make this setup ready. So exactly what you are getting in your computer? Some data. And what you have been taught to process data, different algorithmic approaches, etc. So these boards are very vital. Even 5-10 years back, we used to write lot of even design circuitry to get data through the USB port. But nowadays, these board, single chip computers are giving you freedom to get any sensor data, which we called percept and action sequence. That means this is your percept. Both of them are coming as a processing. And in return, you are giving an action. That is the primary condition about a robotics also. So that means percept. Look, right now, how you are reacting. You are perceiving through your ear and visuals what I am telling to you. Now you can criticize. No, sir, this is correct. No, sir, your voice is not good. How you are doing it? Because your percept, that means your sensors, sending your data, your brain is processing, and accordingly you are reacting. Now the same thing happens into a machine. Now you can find out, you can apply machine learning, artificial intelligence, big buzzwords into this particular domain. So what is the freedom you are getting? The first freedom you are getting, these boards are giving you, without any detailed knowledge of electronics, the chance to get data and process the data and accordingly you design your system. This is a very silly architecture. Now, any student, they want to get a continuous, say, temperature monitoring for next 30 days. So what you require? A temperature sensor, some interfacing. That interfacing is simple. Today the scope is not there. If some other time I get scope, I can just find out how to make the interfacing. That means the sensors are connected to these IO ports, and those IO at a software level or application level receiving the data in analog or digital signal, the sensor's value to your interface. Now, after that getting to your application interface, you can store them into database or a file, whatever you wish. What exactly you can do? If you get high resolution data for 30 days, you can apply machine learning algorithms, you can apply statistical algorithms to find out or infer what is the meaning of that data. So you can see right now it sounds a formal problem. What is the purpose? After 30 days watching the temperature, what is the outcome you are going to say? That is your problem definition. So this problem definition is making how the problem is valuable or not. Now, if after 30-day watching, you can predict what would be the temperature for the 31st day, definitely it becomes a very good engineering solution. It's not always so simple. You have to at least take your things in an architectural schematic manner and find out how you're going to use the system. Going back to my slide. Okay. You can find out the array of sensors. And nowadays, students are much more aware than the teachers. What are the available sensors? What are the things available in market? But students make a big mistake. They don't know how to integrate all those sensors with a good purpose. That's why the teacher's guidance is very important. Please don't misunderstand this point. Once again, I'm repeating the point. Many cases, the students are high potential. They just try to buy something through online, put it red with yellow, yellow with green, and make something solution and become very happy. But that will ruin your career. Try to understand, you are not a YouTuber. You are not just a person who will be making another do-it-yourself project. You are a person who is taking engineering as a degree, and you will be given a real-life problem to solve. So what is that practice ground? Try to collect or connect all your algorithmic system and formal system with this type of available flexibility of solution. So I think you are getting my points. I am not discouraging you ever to use do-it-yourself method. Do-it-yourself must be there, but along with this, you must have a formal knowledge of your subject. Coming to a very interesting point right now. Here also I am finding that you may not have always physical parts available with you. So whatever I am going to demonstrate right now, it is very interesting. At least to me, it is interesting. Say physically, we don't have all the sensors and board always. Please look into this board. This is a passive infrared sensor, which I cannot directly connect to my computer. So I require such type of intermediate boards, single chip board, either maybe Arduino or such type of Raspberry Pi system. And Raspberry Pi is having much freedom and power than the Arduino boards because their processing is higher. They can work as an independent computation. Raspberry Pi can work as a full multifunctional or multi-processing computer. But in case of Arduino, it works on a single problem and single solution in an iterative manner. That means one problem independently iterates. So please notice one thing. These sensors are connected to the board, and the board through USB can be connected to my computer. You can find out this schematic, how I have designed. There is a software, open source software called Fritzing. You can visit to the site Fritzing. Let me give you a small demo of Fritzing just for your convenience. So you just visit to the site Fritzing. And there are two versions. You can directly work on online system or you can download. So if you want to download, it will be downloaded in your system, which you can use as a standalone version. Oh, actually I have switched my system, so I cannot give you the demonstration. Anyway, you will be going there and you can find out the interface looks something like this, where you can search about the parts and virtually you can drag them and design the whole circuit. And on your screen, whatever you can see, this has been designed on FreeSync. I'm sorry that I'm not able to give you the live demonstration because I have just switched the device and it will take some long time to download. So please pardon me. I'm sure you can do by yourself, download and design these things. So I'm feeling it not good that anyway, you can drag virtually all the components. Once the components are ready and you feel the connection is fine, you can either buy it or you can verify. There is a verifiable option that whether your system is giving you exact data. Then this data can be taken for further processing. For example, before just conducting this class, I had a very little discussion with Papli madam, and she said to explain some of the live projects. Say now COVID problem is going around the world, and people are trying to make different kinds of solutions to handle this COVID problem. One of the solution is sanitization, surface sanitization of body, commodities, etc. And some of the people are making this a bit ahead. They are making everything automated. So first, let me explain it. This thing is available in FreeSync site. We are making a simple example. In our lab, there are some air conditioners installed. And all you know that these air conditioners, they discharge some water. So those waters we are collecting from their discharge point through a pipe and putting them in a small drum. And such type of sensors are connected. Some plants are there in the lab. So whenever those plants are getting dried, automatically these boards are programmed in such a way that after certain value of this resistance, these motors are switched on, water sprinkler motor. And automatically those waters are sprinkled on those plants. And even we are not there in the lab for months long or days long, and if the water is available on this drum, the things are sprinkled. If the water is not available on drum, it can send signal over internet. I will say it sounds very that is monotonous. Just pardon me, there is an error. Your internet connection is unstable. Let me just find out. Papi madam, can you see the presentation?
No, sir.
Hello?
No,
Huh?
sir. No, sir. Right now, I cannot see, sir.
Okay, just a second. I might have some. Please, students, be here for minutes.
It is visible now, sir.
Okay. It's visible, no?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, there are some technical problems comes, and I personally, I never lose patience. Sometimes student, I find that if any technical error comes, they become very restless and they just switch on their mood so fast. I don't feel that will not happen to the students I am facing right now. So just 1 minute. I always love if there are some problem arises during any kind of at least experimental thing. Okay. I love to be informal for any kind of presentation because that shows at least for learning purpose. When I'm professionally presenting, that is different issue. I always want to show people that just magic. There is no error, nothing. But when I talk to my students, that is not the case. So students don't treat me as a very formal person and I am doing everything very right. I always show the raw experiments to the students. What are the problem perceptions and things you can fix? Okay. So here you can find out, this is our attitude of work with this type of single board computers. So once again, I want to draw everyone's attention. See, this is our base station. That means my computer, laptop or desktop. We always a communication module. Sometimes it is Bluetooth, sometimes 2.4 gigahertz, direct wireless transceiver channel, or sometimes WLAN. This is my secondary processing unit or controller, which can be Raspberry Pi or Arduino board, field sensor and field actuator. Any such type of system you can apply, starting from robotics, IoT systems, or even sensor-based works. Very simple architecture. Let me give you an example. You can say, here a chassis, very raw chassis, as I told you students, that power is one of the very significant matters. Rarely I use lithium polymer batteries. I use very heavy duty lead acid batteries. So price is very less, and you can find out these are my field sensors. That means after making the chassis, so we have experimented with around 30 kilo of load. So that was my old photograph, 30 kilo of load placed on this, and there is nothing as such which will be destroying. We are having onboard power system, this secondary computing system, and there is a small wireless communication system. The same system we can connect also to our mobile phone. Just only I connect this USB port to the mobile phone, and the mobile becomes my communication module. See how simple architecture. Now it becomes an independent ROV, remotely operated vehicle. And we have done successfully very good projects on it, and very good publications also come out. This is a bare minimum architecture. So whatever is your field unit, that is not going to have complex, costly things. The same architecture, you can change the chassis and you can design it for multiple purpose. So the simplicity is very important. So this is a differential drive design, all program logic on that single board computer. So you can understand why I was focusing on the application first. So our purpose is to make it unmanned sprinkler, that is spraying system, disinfected spraying system. So this was an experiment on lab. After that, this place is to keep one 10-liter tank, and through which we can spread insecticide or sometimes sanitization systems, or even in different gardens we can sprinkle these insecticide and minerals automated way. So this is another example, single board computer. This is a field test. We went to some school. This is one of our very good work which is published in Interact, where we have made virtual system. This is Wiimote, but we have made the smaller version of this using single chip computer, where students are trained how to brush. There is a visual system where the exact habit of student brushing is communicated via Bluetooth, and student can have a reflex of these systems. This is an omnidirectional system. Again, you just observe a very small footprint of controller, communication system, multiple communication system we can put, and a heavy power supply so that we don't run out of power so easily. This robot is very interesting. It can transfer files from one place to another place. This is an ROV on water. It is successfully working. We have also a door control system on such type of small devices. It's a you can say a writing system, though it is having a formal name. We made it in a very small footprint. This is a partial view of our lab, one side only, where you can find out it's a rough working place. That means students are working on different kinds of system, and they are putting these single chip computers as the primary system of their communication. Now, if you ask me what is inside that single chip system, I will restrict myself not explaining, because I just bother about the port reading and port writing. In this manner, we are making ourselves very equipped that I'm focusing mostly on programming, not on electronic part. And that electronic part is a different genre. Some other people are there who are expert. So these single chip computers are giving me the freedom to communicate to hardware levels without knowing much about the internals of the hardwares. We are also having multiple segment of robots. I just don't want to go to that area today. So those robots are also having some communication module through these single chip computers. Before I conclude this presentation, let me just show another flavor of architectural design. Within next 5 minutes, I'll be finishing up. So don't worry, because I'm lingering it for long. It's difficult for you to hold the attention. Okay, it's visible, fine. So this is a very interesting architectural presentation. Please focus on it, students. So today we want to make one toilet which will be automated in manner of sanitization. So just consider I'm drawing a schematic. So this is a toilet inside position. Don't hesitate to draw any kind of schematic for engineering solution. The schematics put your idea on paper. The moment you put your ideas on paper, it is easier for you to perceive and also to process. So we are taking the sprinklers in this manner. It is my habit always to draw things, and these are connected to a single pipe and sprinkling system, which is done through a high pressure motor. The motor is having a DC motor which require only switch on and off. That means I can put here a relay board. So if I switch on this relay board, sprinklers will be on, and this will be disinfected, and there will be a supply of the liquid. So tank is connected. So this relay board require a decision. I'm sure many students are laughing on it. Oh, sir, ये क्या बच्चों जैसा drawing कर रहे हैं? Because engineering problems always fails just because of your drawing. So once I ask my students, can you solve some problems? People say a lot of yes, no type of thing. When I ask them, please draw your system and show it, it is failure. Then they find out what is the success and failure point. So see, roughly I have taken my problem. This is a toilet where require automated sprinkling, not a regular sprinkling, very droplets. I'm talking it from COVID-19 point of view. Actually, this model we have already designed in our institution. So once people come out of the toilet, automatically all the sprinklers are on, and that makes a very rigorous atomic sanitizer. So this relay board is just giving a decision, switch on or off. Who is going to make the decision? I require a computer. Now this computer require input. That means what are the sensors you are going to put? Will it be a motion sensor, or just simply motion sensor will be doing? No, not at all. So this is a door. You can find out a door is there. We have placed a counter. That means two infrared simple sensors are there who can find out obstacle yes or no. So that is a sensor 1 and that is a sensor 2. They are coming to the computer, S1 and S2. And I can find out S1, so S1 and S2. If the switching is like that, S1 to S2, I can find out someone is entering to the toilet. That means just not motion sensor, I can find out the direction also. If it is happening S2 to S1, I can find out someone is coming out. From that also I can count how many entered into the toilet, how many come out. So first of all, you identify what is the algorithm. Many cases I ask my student, write the algorithm to prepare a cup of tea. Students fail. They always find out the definition of algorithm must be mapping to your problem solving domain, identify your input, identify your functions, and then write the algorithm. So here my input is this sensor value, and along with this, I'm keeping a motion sensor, MS, inside the toilet. Just if you can understand my voice and if you can understand my idea, my effort will be done today. That is my takeaway. That means S1 and S2 gives me input to the computer where I can put logic, whether it is an inbound or outbound. You can represent it a graph theoretic problem. Yes, it becomes an engineering problem. Now you can from that find out how many people have entered, number of entered people and number of out people. So if you can find out 5 people have entered, 2 people have come out. That means there are some people still inside the toilet. You cannot switch on the sprinklers. If your number of input and number of output are equal, that means there is no people inside, then only you can switch on the sprinkler. Yes, it is completely unmanned. Now you can argue, sir, we have seen in different shopping mall and even in movie centers that we go to the toilet and automatically it starts. Try to understand that only discharge water. Have you ever noticed sprinkling only on the water closet is not sufficient? You require a sprinkling all over the toilet so that no infection can be there. So that's why we have designed the rigorous sprinkler. That means small, very tiny droplets coming out, but it is spreading to the whole toilet. So I hope you all will appreciate the idea. So what is happening here? The switching on and off these logic are your algorithm. So what we have done, first we have the step one, found that one person is entering. When the person is coming out, we can get it from here. Then we see whether any kind of motion is there inside. If we found out these sensor values are correct, there is no motion, switch on the sprinkler for 5 seconds. 5 seconds on, that is disinfectant. And the flag here is switched on that yes, it is disinfectant. Next time a person comes, the person completes his restroom activities, goes out, the same thing repeats. Now you can identify there is a scope of improvement. I have given all these problems to my students as a machine learning problem. That is, the problem seems to be if-else logic. No, not absolutely if-else logic. If there is no person entering to the toilet for the whole day and it was disinfected, say 10 hours back, what you are going to do? So that means under certain period, if a person is going to enter, now there is a door marker. That means on the door, there are some lights which tells what is the condition of the toilet, whether it is disinfected or there are some kind of, so there is a red light and green light. Red light tells the person wait and green light tells the person go, it's fine. See, these are very silly things. Can you make it more interesting in machine identification level? So that's a very simple example I am giving, but try to implement. Today, those who are the students attending my discussion, I always ask for some kind of return from the students. I request you, everyone design your such type of solution. Exactly may not be like this, but similar to that. What is your tool? This single board computer is your tool. Sensors are available on market, 50 rupees, 60 rupees. And you require to write a very good programs. No electronics complexity required. Yes, some hardware arrangement, these you people can definitely do. So try to take such type of problems as your engineering problem and implement algorithm, automata, operating system, all issues, network issues, you can find out engineering becomes very interesting. Don't just make it, just only watch YouTube and making some connections. It will not make you a proper engineering solution. Now, once you get all these things, collect the data, put the data on your database and make analytical report at the end of say 7 days, 15 days or 1 month and report these things to a very good machine learning system for controlling such type of automated devices. This system, whatever I have said, is a very naive approach. I'm not sure how much I'm able to express you because you see time is very short and virtual systems sometimes may not put the ideas what I'm trying to express to you. Even I'm not sure how you people are perceiving, but whatever, I enjoyed the whole session, enjoyed from one point that I'm a single site communicator and I was expecting that you people are equally connected to me. Hope that is the case. And in future, whenever possible, if any scope comes, I will try to make totally video recorded of all the projects and share it with you all. And before I conclude and again go back to my presentation, I have few requests to all the students. The first request comes, don't hesitate to start any silly things. Any silly thing you start. Because otherwise, when you will be facing your HR or any of the interviewer, you will be finding just doing bigger matters or aspiring bigger things, your fundamental things are not clear. Because many cases you will lose your fundamental matters. So I just want to say explore, experiment and enjoy the world of digital control with programming. And these single chip computers are really wonderful. There is a provision of questionnaire. I'm sure Papri madam have arranged any kind of questionnaire is there. And that great initiative, I'm really very happy. And this is the end of my presentation. I'll be now available on my computer, that is camera right now. So going back to my camera system. So please, I want to have some feedback. I want to see, know the data, how many people have attended. Am I audible? Hello? Please give me some response. any better development board than Raspberry Pi? Sir, can you share your recent ongoing project and show these SoC in helping us fighting this pandemic-free projects? See, starting from Pinkesh. Okay, Pinkesh, I'm addressing your query right now. See, this Raspberry Pi and such type of many boards are there, but if you see the affordability in India, Raspberry Pi is largely available. Even you can find Arduino boards are also available. There are different other varieties also. Even from Asus there are some board, from Intel's there are some board, from Motorola there are some board. But I have personally experimented on Raspberry Pi and Arduino's things. Now these pandemic problems, you have to identify what is exactly, you know the problems, I am also knowing the problem. There are large number of problems. What problem I find out? Sanitization, surface sanitization. And say we are also handling in institution, and if I go to any office, so every office, Prabhuj, you can go to this room. Okay, ab sab leke us room chale jao. Sorry. So you just identify a problem. I have today shown you that toilet related matter. This is an example only. So you find out that say आपके घर में जो भी आपका door है, you want to make this door to be sanitized automatically. So this will give you freedom where you can instantly start your works. Sir, can you share recent ongoing any better development board than Raspberry Pi? As I told you, if your affordability and other things comes into picture, you can just search on Google and you can get other affordable system. But Raspberry Pi community is very large, and I find that you will also agree after some searching that the community and affordability all comes together in Python programming. Raspberry Pi is definitely good. I can recommend at least for that. So only one question, no other question. No open questions. Fine. You can send me some feedback at least. I'm sure many students are.
Professor Sumandev, thank you for speaking to our students and other participants. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experience with all of us. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you so much.
Please accept our sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dear participant, thank you for attending the IT webinar on IT innovations. We hope that you found the webinar informative and worthwhile. Thank you, sir.